Go-Go, Master of Mimicry, is a 3-mana mono-blue commander with only a single ability. By tapping him and paying XX mana, we can copy target activated or triggered ability we control X times. This ability itself can't be copied and X can't be 0. Commander is a format dominated by powerful activated and triggered abilities. This goes from something as small as a fetch land, across the weirdness of Swings of the Second Sun, to big cascade surges. Every ETB is a trigger, every tap ability requires activation. Finding good things for Go-Go to copy is trivial, which means so long as we have the mana for it, we get to make some very silly plays, including a variety of infinites. For example, Unstoppable Plan is a 3-mana enchantment, which, at the end of our turn, untaps all of our non-land permanents. So long as we have Go-Go ready to activate his ability and are able to produce 2 mana from non-land permanents, we can wait for Unstoppable Plan's trigger to go on the stack, hold priority, copy it with Go-Go, and then let the copy resolve. This will untap Go-Go and our mana sources, and since the original Unstoppable Plan trigger is still on the stack, we can copy it again. If, instead of only being able to produce 2 mana, we had another mana rock in play and made 3 or more, we would now have infinite mana. This is obviously very powerful and more often than not game-ending, which is why we don't play Unstoppable Plan. The deck I've built today is very much intended to be a bracket 2.5 deck. No game changers, no infinites, and around a €50 budget. I don't want to loop Go-Go and make the poor guy dizzy. I want to explore the cool things he can do. Let's start with the most basic foundational idea that most of our deck depends upon. Go-Go's ability lets us copy the activated and triggered abilities of fetch lands like Evolving Wilds and Broker's Hideout. This is an idea we have explored before, but Go-Go is different because he can copy the same fetch ability multiple times. For 2 mana, we copy it once, and for 4 mana, twice. This is, basically, a repeatable and replicable rampant growth. That's about as good as it sounds. Go-Go is an incredible ramp commander. To make sure we get to use this to the fullest, we play a whole bunch of fetch lands, both strong ones and somewhat mediocre garbage. I really enjoy Floodplain and Bad River in this deck because they're fetch lands that enter tapped but then search out untapped lands, meaning if we duplicate this trigger, we immediately get a bunch of untapped islands that we can use to continue our plays. On the note of islands, we play 22. It's important that we play enough of these, since we want to make sure we always have fetchable targets. I've included one more trick in the land base, which are cycle lands like Lonely Sandbar and Remote Isle. Cycling is an activated ability with discarding as its cost, meaning we can duplicate it to draw a bunch of cards. Now, all of this assumes that we have Go-Go in play and mana to pay for these duplications. Go-Go is quite cheap at only 3 mana, but the curve works out a bit awkwardly if we want to duplicate a fetch land the turn after we cast Go-Go, because we would only have 3 untapped mana, so we can only copy it once. That is, unless we play a mana dork. Turns out that blue has access to a variety of low-cost cards that tap for mana specifically to be used for activated abilities, like Omen Hawker, the Enigma Jewel, Guidelight Optimizer, Pit Automaton, and Sage of the Unknowable. There's genuinely a baffling amount of these. They are surprisingly common, and they work fantastically here because they give us something to do in the early game while setting up explosive turns 4 and 5. Aside from these, we also play Training Grounds for further activation cost reduction, as well as Dreamscape Artist, a 2-mana 1/1 that basically has Harrow as an activated ability. We pay 3 mana, tap it, discard a card, and sacrifice a land to search our deck for 2 basic lands and put them into play untapped. Dreamscape Artist has a very powerful ability that is balanced by a high activation cost, which makes it a perfect target for duplication since we don't have to pay that cost again. Then I've gone and included a few generic card draw and utility pieces, like Shoreline Looter, Malcolm Alluring Scoundrel, and Scene of Chronicler. I really like those first 2 as they fit super well with Blue's generic land ramp package. Dowsing Dagger, Surge Force Counter, the Ever-Flowing Well, Copyland and Realms sketching. People are often really impressed that I'm able to land ramp in blue, but it's really not that hard, you just need these cards. Add a Solemn Simulacrum, Scampering Surveyor, and the Regalia, and we shouldn't ever fall behind on lands. Especially since these are also triggers that we can duplicate with Go-Go. Okay, so we've got crazy mana and presumably there's some card draw in the deck, so how are we winning? This is where we get to my favorite aspect of Go-Go. Our deck is absolutely filled with a wide range of completely different win conditions, each of which takes our game plan into a new direction. Extravagant Replication creates a token copy of a non-land permanent we control during each of our upkeeps. Duplicating this trigger allows us to create an army of Shoreline Looters, Silent Hole Creepers, and Evil Channelers to tickle our opponents to death with. Or we can slam 15 Sphinx's tutelages into play to mill them out. That's not even our only way to get a mill win, as when Fleet Swallower attacks, we get to put a trigger on the stack that mills half the deck of target opponent. Copy that a couple of times with Go-Go, and they're gone. Alternatively, we can focus on our own resources. Shadow and Sphinx of the Second Sun give us an additional beginning phase, but they do so by putting a trigger on the stack. We can spin Go-Go into that to untap upkeep draw 5, 6, 7 times in a row, untapping Go-Go each time and giving us upkeep triggers to duplicate. This isn't an infinite, but the sheer value it creates sure feels like it. And if we don't want to get lost in our own upkeep, we can use Curse of Unbinding to take control of our opponents. Curse of Unbinding is a 7 mana enchantment that at the beginning of the enchanted player's upkeep lets us reveal cards from that player's deck until we find a creature, and then we put it into play under our control. All our cards revealed this way are milled. This card isn't all that great by itself, but it sure starts being fun once we begin to pull an entire army out of our opponent's deck. Duplicate it with Extravagant Replication and scatter the curses around to completely lose track of who owns which cards. Or we can just enchant it on ourselves to grab some of our own beaters. Rolling Hamsphere and Threefold Thunderhawk are just some simple boys with nasty attack triggers that will win the game in the old-fashioned way. My favorite cards in this deck have to be the Myojin though. Myojin of Cryptic Dreams and Myojin of Seeing Winds. They both function the same way, entering with a counter that makes them indestructible if they were cast from hand, and then being able to remove that counter for a powerful effect. Myojin of Cryptic Dreams lets us copy target permanent spell we control 3 times. Since this is an activated ability, Go-Go can duplicate the 3 times duplication, creating 600 copies of James' Wandering Dad. Myojin of Seeing Winds, on the other hand, is a bit worse, as it lets us draw a card for each permanent we control, which, is by itself very powerful, but we don't want to duplicate that too much. I guess we could lean into the absurdity of it and slap a Lab Maniac into the list to add another win con, but I didn't include it here. To close out the list, we play a couple of sweepers, some targeted interaction, and a bit of general utility. I'm a big fan of Born Upon a Wind as a way to sneak a board back into play after we got hit by a Vipe. Overall, I think Go-Go is a very cool commander, because he enables a lot of interesting and diverse strategies and allows for a deck with a strongly varied gameplay pattern. I'm very excited to show you the gameplay I recorded with him, because that was some wild nonsense. But first, if you've enjoyed the video so far, please give it a thumbs up and check out my Patreon. Over there you can also get access to all the deck lists I create for these videos by subscribing only a single time. Just once and you get access to a spreadsheet that I will be updating as these videos come out, and you can just keep that forever. But of course, I would also appreciate your continued support. Alright, let's get into it. Good luck, have fun. I wish you nothing but the best. Nelly Borka, Vorinclex, and Pantlaza. Well, we're gonna need to mulligan. We don't have enough lands. Well, I would argue we now have enough lands. But you know what? I'm actually kind of okay with this. I think this is fine. I think overall, this is not great. And we can, of course, draw better cards. But, we're in no rush. This is the Vorinclex that doesn't just, ruin our day. Yeah, right? This one is fine. Just counter stuff. Who cares? Dowsing Dagger. Who wants some tokens? Ah, you know what? This guy's already ahead. Have some 0-2 plans. What you gonna do with them? Alright, draw a card. Play an island. Fuck it. Get the boy into play. I believe in you, buddy. Italy! Already? What the fuck? I ain't ready for Italy. Give him a dagger. And then we attack somebody. Alright, who's less likely to block? I think it's gotta be this player here. You can then smack me, right? And you can start farming your counters. Don't do it. Yes! We're good. Flip that bad boy. Give me my mana. Ever flowing well. Do I copy this? I can't. My commander's tapped. That's fine. Mill 2 cards. Draw 2 cards. Alright, now we just need Gogo to survive for a turn. That's it. So next turn, we have access to 7 mana. Probably gonna play the Esper Panorama then. And duplicate that 3 times. We could also play Fleet Swallower. I'm not entirely sure why we would. But we could. Heartbeat of Spring. Oh my god. Are you gonna let me tap for extra mana? Are you insane? Do you have any idea what I can do now? Oh, I mean, I ain't complaining. Alright, bring it. Martial law. Well, that is actually not good. I'm not happy about the whole martial law situation. That's not ideal. I'm not gonna lie. No, I forgot to cast Malcolm. Damn it, that's alright. Small throw. We throw a little as a treat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much mana? 12. Oh. Ha ha ha. Hold control. Sacrifice this. Copy this. Excess 6. You think you're rapping? You've never even seen me rap. Oh my god. Now, it sure would be nice to have Malcolm in play, but that's alright. We make mistakes. Pass turn. We're good. We're good. We got mana. Mana for days. Ley line of punishment. What does that even do? Players can't gain life damage, can't be prevented. Well, good news is I don't really play any life gain. What do we have here? 4 mana. Tooth and nail. Wait a second. That is way more than 4 mana. Oh god, that is a 9 mana tooth and nail. Right, Heartbeat of Springs. Well, that's maybe a small problem. Are we dead? Ancient Adamantoise and Vigor? Wait a second. All damage dealt is dealt to this instead. And damage dealt to a creature is prevented? I am not to sing. A small issue. Don't worry, guys. We have a secondary win condition. We're gonna just flash in the Fleet Swallower and try to survive until then. Who are you detaining? Nelly Borka? Wait, why is Nelly Borka detained? I am very confused. Destroy all non-dinosaur creatures. Rest in peace, Gogo. I'm just realizing how good Born Upon a Wind is. I've not really played with this card before, but holy shit, is that broken. Because I don't even have to cast my commander during my turn. I can wait entirely until the end step and then just Born Upon the Wind, flash everything in. What did we exile? Or what are we about to exile? Please don't be anything too good. No, Realm Sketching! Wait, that's so sick! You can Realm Sketching my Lost Veil! No, I wanted to do that! Oh man, okay. Oh no, you're making a copy of Italy? But it's just gonna die. That's one of my favorite cards from Final Fantasy, Realm Sketching. So cool, so sick. Alright, so Italy wasn't really that impactful, I guess. I'm a little worried about the damage output, I'm not gonna lie. Diluvian Primordial. Oh, that's a cool card. Well, I don't have to do anything right now anyways, so I'm just gonna chill. So I think our plan here is gonna be copying the Fleet Swallower attack trigger like 60 times. And then we just mill them out. Alright, here's Warren Clax. And this is where some Planeswalker comes down and kills us. Nissa, who shakes the world. Searches out every land out of your deck. So, I mean, this does really mean we have 1 turn to finish this game. Don't you worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. They've got a bit of mana. We've got a bit of mana. Everybody's got a bit of mana. I've got 26 mana right now, which is like quite a lot. I can defend myself if I have to, but I would really rather not. Path to exile. Oh no. Yeah, that gets him. Okay, so it's looking like the dinosaur player is gonna try to kill the green player. That makes sense. Okay, so this guy's dead. All right, there we go. Oh no. No, no, no. Oh, oh, that sucks. Yeah, this guy just left a bit too early, unfortunately. So how much damage is coming at me? 6, 7, 16. So we're totally fine. But tooth and nail is gone. I guess the primordial just doesn't really do much then. Explore. Explore is actually slightly annoying because it gives him a card in hand. I think we'll just do it on the stack with that there. Born upon a wind. All right, go. I'm still playing the primordial, right? I want to grab the migration path to get even more lands into play to maximize how often I am copying with go. Migration path, 2 more lands, cycle this bad boy, river churn monument. That's another option. Wait, we do both. We do both. Oh, we got him. That gets him. Okay, fleet swallower, Malcolm. I'm keeping the river churn monument. I don't need to use it right now. That's it. We got some stuff on the board. Let's go. Let's crack this thing first. Get an island. Just want the mana. Combat. Attack here. Put this on the stack. Milieu. And then we need 6 mana still open. I want to just see how far this goes. With 6 mana open, it's fine no matter what we do. But we are going to copy this 13 times. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Okay, we've got some triggers. There we go. All right. Well, let's see how far this goes. Is that enough already? Oh no, I'm actually missing one. Yeah, but I could have just spent the mana on it. Ah, okay, now that's fine. Or wait, no, I have one left. The first one goes left. 4, 2, 1, 0, 0. Let's go. It was perfect. It was perfect. I mean, of course, a lot of that was enabled by the heartbeat of spring, but ain't my card. Oh, Brian from finance is so happy. Let's go. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad that somebody is having a good time. We got him. So yeah, go, kind of crazy. I mean, that's one hell of a card. Now, it's obviously not like a CEDH card or anything like that. It is definitely a bit slow, but you can do some really cool stuff with it. You can do some absolutely crazy shenanigans, and I'm still sitting here wondering, like, how many do I need? I think with 8, it's a guaranteed mill out. If I had just copied it 8 times, I didn't need to keep mana open for the River Churn Monument. I don't know. I feel like I didn't fully commit into it, even though I should have. Should have just gone all in. Anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. We'll definitely appreciate that. And go check out my Patreon. There's a link down in the description. If you subscribe to my Patreon, you get access to all of my deck lists for these videos. And you only have to do it a single time. So you don't have to stay subscribed to the Patreon, although I would definitely appreciate that. That would be fantastic. But you only need to subscribe a single time, and then you get access to a spreadsheet where I will be updating the deck lists as I make these videos. And then you just have access to that. I will not kick you out if you leave the Patreon. Like, that's just not a criteria. So, you know, I just thought that would probably be the fairest way of handling this. Anyways, links down in the description. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.